might go without saying, but if you are, unless you are unless you are a deep tech entrepreneur, it's very likely you're going to need to sell something quite quickly when you start your company, which means you need to understand your market. So that might be a local market, it might be a national market, it might be an international market. But you also need, if you are developing a technology product, you also need people to test it and adopt it as early as possible. So I think there's lots that municipalities can do to help entrepreneurs find their market. So really obvious, like marketing support, like helping them to actually identify and categorise their markets, look at their competitors, think about their strengths and weaknesses against their competitors. But maybe less obviously, you can use your own procurement routes as a way, potentially, of giving local businesses and local entrepreneurs opportunities to sell. Maybe you could provide a test bed for local innovators. Maybe you could find a way of diversifying your supply chain so that more smaller companies can cluster together to bid for some of your contracts. Food, for example, food and drink is an obvious one, where quite often councils will buy in big providers when they've got amazing food producers on their doorstep. But also, international markets, do you provide export support? Are you helping people find an export market? Are you helping them understand any paperwork that might go with that export market opportunity?
We can do so bloody much as cities, but we make it difficult for ourselves. And I'm looking at any politicians in the room. This is something that you can really help with as well, because I think one of the things we found really interesting is when we started running tech accelerators, and we were winging it. But when we introduced those founders to our senior management team and our politicians, their little black books of contacts opened up. So, people leading a city know the people in the utilities industry. They know the people in real estate. They know good, important people that can help be the first, second, third customer for some of these startups. And you can absolutely push the envelope on procurement. There will be limits, but knowing what you can do within those limits, even if it's very small amounts of money, can make a massive difference to the entrepreneur. If they can put your logo on a slide deck that they're taking to an investor and say, you know what, I've got Rzeszów Council as my first customer. In Barnsley, we've spent money on this, we've allocated money to deploy early stage technology, and we've created our spaces as something of a test bed. So allowing both university people and entrepreneurs to deploy technology within our spaces if it benefits us and the users that we have in there.